And hello there, welcome back to RJB TV. It's me, your host, RJB. Today we've got Byul against Henessy. Henessy is a lower APM player, I'd say, but he's very, very good at fastest map. He understands 1 versus 1 and 2 versus 2 on a very detailed and intricate level. And he's here against Byul, who is, in my opinion, a pretty low APM professional player. Although he somewhat stopped playing the normal maps, he's kind of just full-time playing fastest maps now. But he is, I'd say, one of the lower APM fastest map professionals. He's here on the name Forever 22 on the bottom right of the map. On the name Forever 22 on the Protoss, and we have Henessy here on the White Terran. Now, Henessy is known for his Protoss. Like, he's really good at Protoss. Really, really good at Protoss. He gives everyone a very troublesome, difficult time. Players like Brain, Minchel, Luckyback, Shin, Hamburger Sass. He gives every single person a very difficult time when he plays Protoss. So I do not know what his Terran is like. I don't know. But I've seen his name pass by a whole lot. I've talked to him once or twice. He's somewhat friendly. I asked him if he could help me contact some of the Gosu Koreans, and he said he would want to, but he doesn't have most of them added, so he couldn't really help me out that much. But maybe in the future he can help me out, find more of these very high-level, fastest map 1 versus 1 experts, and then we might be able to feature them on the channel as well. So far, at the moment, I'm kind of limited to the replays I get from Burger Sasu and JH and Minchel and Byul as well. I'm kind of limited to them, and 4 of 8 as well. I get replays from like 4 to 5 people, which isn't a lot of people, but it's a lot of replays. But it's kind of just the same people over and over again at this point. I have to diversify the replays that I've got and include more names, in my opinion, because I really feel that I have to show more different people on the channel instead of just the same 6-7 names all over again every single time. So Henessy here finds out that Byul is on the other side of the map, so he goes for a command center after double barracks. It's a little bit risky, but it works just perfectly fine. Oh, sorry, my mouse is on a bad spot. It works just perfectly fine if it's a cross-map spawn where the Protoss went for a Nexus first. In every single other situation where the traveling time from the Protoss base to the Terran base is a little bit shorter, 2 barracks command center is riskier than it would be right now. It's pretty safe to do in this situation. Probe there finally finds out where Henessy is located. The 11 o'clock spawn location. Byul didn't go for a Forge, went for Cyber Core on double gas and the Nexus triple gateway, so this might be... I don't know what he's gonna do. He might go for Dragoons. There's a Dragoon on the way, so it's gonna be probably Dragoons. Triple Dragoon on the way. And it looks like Henessy can see it all because he has that SV there right inside of Byul's base, but he doesn't see the Cyber Core spinning, which might be Byul trying to trick Henessy. Never mind. He starts the Cyber Core Singularity charge, so Henessy should know Dragoons are on the way, which means... I don't know why I said which 3 times. Which means, 4 times, that Henessy is now preparing some bunkers with Marines, and probably Marine range, because that is very good against Dragoons, but the Zealot Micro here is so damn good. Kills a lot of Marines, and both Zealots, well, one of them makes its way through and it's sprinting towards the backside to get information. Because information in StarCraft is the single most important thing in deciding what to do next. If you don't know what your opponent is doing, you cannot prepare properly for what's going to happen. And you might get caught off guard. And getting caught off guard, that's going to be very painful for you and I. And specifically for the player who gets caught unaware. So as we all know, as Scar once said in The Lion King, not even you can be caught unaware. And I don't specifically know who he said it to, but he said it to someone. I just don't remember who, but I do remember that he said the line. You cannot be caught unaware. And I don't think either of the two players are at this moment in time unaware of what the other person is doing. So Henessy now on 27 SCVs, scan is finished up, armory on the way, engineering bay there being built, getting triple factory, no starport, getting stim. We have a lot of technology coming out there for Byul, getting wait, let me just click on those structures. It's a citadel of a dune, support bay, and another robo. So double robo in the back, and branching out towards the other advanced technology of support bay for shuttle speed, maybe reavers, and a citadel of a dune for zealot speed, and maybe dark templars or high templars. And of course, that also means storm. But Byul there smells something fishy, goes for the attack. Siege mode is finished up there in the back. Marines are pushing forward. They have medics to support. A lot of them are going down. Byul found, by pure chance, a very good window to kill the bunkers and open up that choke, but tanks are sieging up behind the Marines and the dragoons are pulling back, but the tanks are killing the dragoons. And the Marines are going to chase them down, but the micro from Byul, a pro player micro, is so good. So good. Perfect kiting off those Marines, which should allow Byul to get cannons up on the middle, or maybe something else, and keep Henessy contained. Yeah, that's gonna be a couple cannons. Just a couple of cannons to make sure Henessy stays contained within his base, and he's not gonna leave and enter the middle of the map. So that's armory number 2 already on the way. He's gonna go for a lot of factories. He's got Goliaths on the way, getting Goliath range, getting a level 1 attack, getting 1-star port, getting a science facility as well, getting some turrets on the sides. It's gonna be a Goliath defense against shuttles. And Byul is preparing his anti-tank drop defense. He's got 1 Reaver, 2 Reavers with 1 shuttle finished up. Shuttle speed is on the way. Getting air armor and shield. Did he not get level 1 attack? No, he didn't get level 1 attack. Shield and air armor first might indicate that he's planning on going carriers after drops. He's cannoning up all the sides to protect his approach against tank drops, because tank drops are very popular and very, very dangerous. Also, both players are playing below 200 APM, which goes to show that you can be a top level player at only 200 or 180 APM. Both players are really known for being those lower APM players compared to everyone else and still being very, very good. Very, very scary. Very, very strong. Shuttle comes in, no speed, went in too early, and the Goliaths take down the shuttle, but the Reavers unload. The Goliaths do split up very nicely, so they're gonna largely stay alive. Well, he loses 2 of them, almost 3 of them. But he defends the shuttle drop quite easily. Getting commencement number 3, double armory, getting upgrades, level 1 attack for tanks is finished up, so they are pretty strong already. 3 cannons on the middle to buy himself time in the case he moves out. And yeah, it's gonna be carriers, he's getting a lot of stargates. And gateways, actually. I don't see a fleet beacon yet. Getting storm, getting zealot speed as well. Henessy now on 6 factory, slowly growing bigger. His SFE count is a little bit low compared to where it should be. He hasn't been producing SCVs non-stop, but considering he's not far behind on Byul, everything looks healthy for Henessy. He's got turrets, he's got Goliaths, he's got tanks, he's got everything he needs to defend himself against Byul's future aggression. And Byul's getting a lot of assimilators already. I really am smelling carriers. There's a fleet beacon on the way and an armory as well, and Cybercore number 2, he's going to skip out on gateway mass entirely, although he's now getting armor for ground and attack for ground as well. So he's going to get both. He's going to get both gateways and stargates. A little bit of both. Not going all in on one or the other, he's getting just both at the same time. We should never know when you have to switch from air to ground or from ground to air. A lot of shuttles making their way through. Tempo's on the scene. SCV's running away. SCV's do get stormed, but doesn't lose that many of them. So pretty good response there. He didn't have his SCV's hotkey, but he just pulled them in groups of 12 and sent them to safety. And now they're there on the front, balling up, waiting, while he's clearing out the backside. He's flushing it all out with an enema. I'm going to put those SCVs back to work. It's time to recover the economy, because it did take him about 30 seconds of not mining minerals at all to clear out that backside. And he's going to push into the middle already. He's got 155 supply, and he's already starting with the tank push on those 4 cannons to maybe go across the map and attack. Another shoulder on the way from Byul there, though. Over the 12 o'clock spawn location. Exact same dropping path as the one from before. Here back at home, we have a couple more gateways. We have Fleet being finished up. The drop is lying in wait, getting a double drop. This one is Corsair to escort it through. He's got a small little army back at home, some Dark Templars as well. Getting Arbiters. He's literally getting every single ground and air upgrade at the same time. Getting Mind Control Recall and a Dark Archon, so we might see some Mind Control shenanigans. Comes over the top side there, shuttle's going through. One shuttle gets taken down, but it unloads. And there's Zealots now in the top corner and in the back. But they won't really do much damage. But another drop there comes over the bottom side. SCV's running to safety, trying to stay alive, but there's Templars on the scene. But they're all here at the bottom. Oh no, he returns back to the minerals on the wrong timing and loses all the SCVs that he had. Oh, that was a big miscalculation. Did he not see the triple Templar? Or did he think that he no longer had storms? Or did he think that he could kill them before they could storm? I do not know what he was thinking, but that did not go as he had planned. So he kills the cannons on the middle and returns back home. If this is going to end with just drops, I mean, Henessy played very well. But he just made a big miscalculation, and sometimes one miscalculation is all it takes to get put 6 feet down under. Drop from the bottom side, Corsair in the front, a little bit too far in the front. Shuttle's getting sniped, so the drop does not arrive, but we have Zealots on the scene. But those Goliaths got 1-2 upgrades. 1 armor, 2 attacks, so they're pretty healthy. And now it's time for the Dragoons to get thrown down into the meat grinder, because he needs some supply space. Another drop there flying across the map already. So a lot of drops already being sent out there by Byul. He's getting a very big amount of Stargates. That's 10 Stargates. Getting fleet beacon carrier capacity. His air units are already on... Let me just check here on the Corsairs. 120. He didn't get attack upgrades for his air. But level 1 should finish up very soon. Comes over the bottom side, Corsairs in the front, Goliaths there, sniping the shuttles precisely, but it's unloading a lot of Zealots and Templars. That's gonna sting. That's gonna sting. Lost a couple Goliaths, now more Goliaths are getting target fired by the Zealots. He's ignoring everything else, he's just going. Storms again! Oh no. 26, oh no, Henessy, you were playing so well, but you are just letting things that shouldn't kill your SCVs, kill your SCVs. That Templar should not have been able to hit those SCVs, but it just walked through. Just walked into the back side after it got dropped on the bottom side of his base and stormed. So things not going too well there for our friend Henessy. Sadly. Very, very sadly. So that's 1 win there on the board for Byul. Henessy did not get the chance to really show off all of the skills he's got in his pocket, but he did show some good fundamentals. He showed a good build order, showed good responses, showed good oversight of the game, showed good awareness. Everything was looking just perfectly fine for Henessy up until the moment he simply let those Templars walk up and storm all of his SCVs right into the grave. And it cost him the game. So game number 2, Byul against Henessy. Henessy again on the Terran here on the middle right of the map. And Byul on the Pale Blue Protoss. The low APM experts of fastest map facing off proving to you and I that you do not need to have 200 or 300 or 400 APM to be good at fastest map. You can do perfectly fine at a very high level with just below 200. I don't know if 150 is good enough as well. I honestly do not know what is the lowest possible to still be very good at fastest. I don't know what is the lowest possible APM. Can you beat a Gosu fastest player with 100 APM? Or does it have to be 110, maybe 130, or 140 or 150? Where or when is your APM too low? And when is it high enough? Maybe you know, leave a comment on what you think about this. Is APM important, or is it overrated? And by that I mean actually effective APM. Not the APM where you just press buttons like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 all over again all the time for the first 10 minutes. Because that is really pointless. And doing that will probably actually make you play worse because you're wasting time on something that could be spent usefully. Let me give you an example. If you are spamming and clicking the 1, 2, 3, 4 buttons in the middle of the game for 3 or 4 seconds to make your APM higher, that's 3 or 4 seconds you could be controlling your units, you could be building structures, you could be making SCVs, instead of clicking 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I've seen a lot of players do exactly the pointless 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, clicking on their keyboard or clicking with their mouse 10 times in the same spot. I've seen them do it, and it actually made them play worse than if they were just focused on playing the game and using their units and producing units and building structures, or looking at the enemy base and seeing what's happening in the enemy base. There are a lot of things you can do that are better than pointlessly trying to get a higher APM. So back to discussion. Is high APM important? Is it overrated? You decide. I think it is kind of overrated. It looks really cool. And sometimes when you are very fast and you do a lot of different things without any pointless clicking, then yes, APM is pretty important. But Byul here is going to show us that you can do really effective things with an APM that is not considered to be very high, but somewhere in the mid-range. As the Dragoons are now marching across the map with Dragoon range in production and the Citadel of Adun they're on the way on double gas. Marines are going to try to sneak right into the enemy base for a backstep attack. Bunker in the front, Marine range on the way, Marines inside the bunker. He's getting a command center number 2, no factory on the way yet. Marines are sneaking in for some really really special tactics. They've got some special targets on mine, and they're sneaking right through. Dragoons are running away from the home base, and they're going to arrive here to kill some of those probes. He arrives, starts the attack, kills 1. How many he's going to kill? 2. He's going to get number 3. Oh, he didn't even get number 2. Didn't even get number 2. Gets number 2. He's going to get number 3. Yes, get number 4, maybe. Gets 4 probe kills. And he disrupts the mining as well, so that is actually a pretty damn good hit. All it took was 2 Marines sneaking through, so Henessy gets his chance, his opportunity to show off his brains, his smarts. That was a smart move. And he's getting Marine range exactly on time to push those Dragoons away from hurting those poor bunkers. So now we're gonna have to wait for Byul to get his Robo and his Templars Archive. He's gonna go for Dark Templars over Reavers. Or, what is he gonna do? What is he gonna do? What does he have in mind? He's getting a shuttle, and he's got 3 gateways and 3 Dark Templars on the way, so he's gonna drop Dark Templars into Hennessy's base, who has no engineering bay yet. He does have a scan, but no engineering bay, so no turrets. He's getting a... Wait, that's an engineering bay right here. Everyone else would build a starport or a factory here, but Henessy builds an engineering bay there. So yes, turrets will soon be on the way to protect his base from those invisible, cloaked evildoers. Dark Templars are evil. Pure evil, and they're coming across the map. Engineering base finished up. Engineering base finished up. Turrets are on the way in the back and in the front. He scanned Byul's base just earlier, so he probably knows that they're on the way. But does he know about the shuttle that's going to put those Dark Templars over the hill into his base? He's got some Marines in the back and a tank as well. He's splitting up his forces at the moment to protect every single part of his base. Guess turret finished up. Turret is under attack. Marines are stimming in to try and kill and save, but no, he kills it. Does he have scan energy? Yes, he does. But he's not going for it yet. There he goes. Gonna try to snipe them. Oh, he went in with the Marines a little bit too late. The correct way of doing it is stimming forward, then scanning, and then the Marines attack. Oh, no! 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 The Marines get caught in a trap. Academy gonna go down. Gets one Dark Templar. Gets the other two as well, because they're right inside the vision range of the turret. Byul has a miscalculation happening right there, but more Dark Templars are entering the vicinity. More Dark Templars are entering the base, and they're hunting for something to kill, and Henessy, at this point in time, actually has no open spots except the one turret on the top is protected by one single Marine, and he simply ignores it. And now he's going to go for the scan. The scan does it have energy though? No, it does not. Oh, he needs a couple more turrets. The Dark Templars really are doing a number on him. The Dark Templars really are doing a number on him. This is one of those situations where the Terran would have wished they went for 5 barracks instead of 3. Because he doesn't have that many units to protect and cover every single part of his base. He's gonna kill the scan again. He's gonna kill the scan again. But the turret is on the way and almost finished up. So this should soon be protected. But the engineering bay and the starport are still in danger. Although he's got a shuttle with a Reaver inside of this base. The Marines are coming in to try and snipe it, but the Reaver unloads. Reaver is going to shoot, but the Marine split up, gets a single Marine, and it snipes the shuttle. Great moves. Henessy is indeed showing that, yes, his Terran is pretty good. Just to split on the Marines against the shuttle is such an important move to have in your skill set against Protoss. Because it can change the game. If you lose 10 Marines because you do not split up your Marines, then yeah, the next attack from a Protoss is going to be much more effective than if you split your Marines and lose 1 or 2 Marines instead of 10. Having more to defend and being able to stop your units from dying can make the biggest difference in the world. So yeah, Henessy, he's pretty good. He's pretty good at spending. He's not that amazing at producing SCVs though. His SCV count is lower than it should be. My hotkey changed. So now I can jump back and forth. Triple Robo Force. Gateway. No choke. Byul did not go for a choke. He's got Dark Templars there though, and Dark Archon on the way yet again. Might get... Is he gonna go for Mind Control again? He didn't have to use Mind Control last game, but he was getting the upgrade there though. Getting Storm, getting level 1 armor for air and ground. Scans coming down, sees 4 Stargates. Not much else here to be seen by Henessy though. Byul really does not have that much yet. But he's getting more Stargates again. He's preparing for the carrier switch. He's got all the technology he needs at the moment already prepared. Might get more Arbiters. Arbiters are Byul and Fleet Beacon for carriers and Arbiters in the future. He's now also setting up protection for his probes. Yeah, Byul has some pretty detailed build orders against Terran with his Protoss. Now the drop is kind of waiting. It's kind of giving Henessy a lot of time, but he's preparing a very big drop, although Marines are coming in. They're just gonna kill the Templars. Now this is Henessy being very smart. As I said before, he's pretty smart and he's showing it yet again. He's just walking across the map after scanning and finds the High Templars in the front. And now they're all turning into Archons. There's no more High Templars on the map. He has to make new ones. And that's kind of all because Byul didn't make cannons. That I mentioned earlier, I was talking about cannons. Well, turns out he does need them. Turns out he does need them to keep those Templars safe from harm. So Henessy there showing off that he's got some pretty good insight, some pretty good smart moves. He sees something and he jumps right on it. And he jumps on it right again. He's going to go for it a second time, but this time he's got Marines and tanks ready to go and attack from across the map. He's got 3 barracks, not a lot of Marine production, 5 factories, not a lot of factory production either. But he's going for it, and I mean, he's not wrong. Byul only has 7 gateways finished up, but he's getting another 6, so soon he will have a lot of production. Parking in the front, tanks sieging up. Templars, do they have storm energy yet? They aren't storming yet. There come the storms, and they clean out the Terran infestation pretty easily. More Marines coming forward, more storms coming down. Electrifying performance, breaking through. It's shock therapy here, but Henessy is not giving up. You cannot just shock him out of the game, because he comes with a pretty strong mental game. He's pushing forward still with Marines and Medics. He's just kind of letting those Marines and Medics do whatever they want on attack move. And yeah, he holds Byul back yet again. Now 65 SCVs, a little bit behind on schedule considering he's on triple command center, but his base is looking fine. Not yet completely filled out there though, but it should be adequately equipped to deal with Byul, although the front door is kind of wide open. But Byul hasn't done any drops for the past 4 minutes, because Henessy interrupted him brutally, very rudely, twice in a row. So yeah, Byul here is getting slowed down quite a bit. He's preparing a big drop here. It might be a double drop, might be a single drop. He's just loading up whatever he can. Reavers, High Templars, Zealots, maybe even some Dragoons. And he's going to try to hit Henessy really hard. Henessy now 140 supply. He's recovering from losing most of his army on that attack just now. He's got a couple more factories. He's got 2 armories. Getting a 4th command center. He's got double scan in the back. We have Arbiters on the way for Byul, getting Zealot speed, getting Templar energy, getting Arbiter energy, getting air armor, air attack, shield, ground armor, ground weapon. And Henessy is getting EMP. Upgrade for tanks. Upgrades for, well, just tanks really. Coming over the bottom side, unloading on top of everything, but there's tanks left and right. Templars on the scene next to the SCVs. SCVs didn't run away. Henessy makes the same mistake as last game. He does keep 50 SCVs alive though, so most of them did run to safety, but that was a very dangerously close call. That could have been much, much worse. He's playing a dangerous game of trying to kill the drop and pulling the SCVs to safety at the last possible moment. Now Byul does kill the choke, although there wasn't much of a choke to begin with. He does kill 3 structures, killed some units, killed some SCVs. This is going to slow Henessy down a little bit, not much, but a little bit, because he has to rebuild a couple of those lost SCVs. But he's got a pretty good tank army, supply almost back on 150. Byul is on around maxed out supply, got a lot more cannons, getting a lot of starports. Again, his 10 starports, getting triple gateway here as well. He's got a lot of production in his base. It's very efficient. It's a very pretty, neat looking, efficient base. That's about 7, that's about 9 gateways, another 3, another 5 actually, so 14. And we got 6 right here on the side, so that's going to be about 19 to 20 gateways. He should have a very good amount of gateway production. And Henessy, now lifting up his barracks, is almost ready for his own non-stop production as well. He's got 7 refineries, getting 3 more. Filling out the last remaining supply depots. Dropped her on the top side. Gonna try to snipe it with the Goliath, but it's a drop on their corner. Not gonna go for the workers. Maybe he should have gone for the workers though, because tanks are rolling up, sieging up, and killing that drop. He did kill, I'd say, about 4 to 5, maybe 6 Goliaths. Killed some turrets as well, but you know, this is not something that makes Henessy worry about the future of this game. This is acceptable. He also scanned Byul's base and saw pretty much all the production he has. 10 Stargate, that is something to worry about. Drop over the top side, there comes in. Goliaths are trying to snipe those shuttles. He's unloading again on the top side, not going for the SCVs. He just wants to clear out that top side and kill structures, maybe units, and keep Henessy occupied for now. But Henessy not really getting caught slipping by any of those, I'd say, lackluster attempts by Byul to do damage. Another drop there being prepared. Somehow Henessy is low on gas and minerals. I'm not sure how, but he's low on gas and minerals. He's got triple vessel, he's got more factories being built. He's currently on 1-2 upgrade for the tank army, whereas Byul with the gateway units is currently on 2 armor, 1 shield, 1 attack. So a little bit behind on the upgrades there for Byul. He's gonna go for a drop and a small frontal attack at the same time. This drop is not going for the backside again. Going for the recall, mind control recall, gets it right there all the way in the backside. He's got an SCV alive back at home. So that is what he was going for. He wanted to get the mind control SCV, recall at home, and then start building his own Terran army. And that gives Henessy the green light to start the counter-attack. He has to go now, and he has to stop the evil Byul, the evil Protoss, from building a Terran army, because that is gonna basically win the game for Byul. Luckily for Henessy, he's maxed out. 74 SCVs, a big tank army, almost on 3 attack, 2 armor. Rolling across the map, having an easy time breaking through that army from Byul. Byul tried to buy some time, but he might have given Henessy too much time in this game, and Henessy is just going to roll over and start pushing and killing at the front door. There's cannons there, but the cannons, will they be enough? We have a lot of vessels in the air as well. Tanks reaching up beyond the hill. It's going to be very difficult for Byul to dislodge this corner, to dislodge this choke from tanks. Tanks on the high ground, though, good storms. Tanks on the high ground, Templars on the high grounds are pretty damn good for storms. But Henessy is showing a strong, controlled game, very good defensive matrices to keep those tanks alive for as long as they can. We have carriers on the way, 10 of them in total, but they still have to make interceptors, and they're not even finished yet. So Hennessy's got some time to push forward. He's got some time to push forward, unsieging as the Zealots load all over the tanks. Byul desperately building more cannons, desperately trying to buy time. Carriers are finished up. He's got 10 of them all at the same time, or is it... make it 7 at the same time? He's got 7 more on the way for a total of 14 carriers. He's preparing himself for a carrier against ground army battle, but Goliaths are in the mix. Not a lot of them though, but more Goliaths are on the way from here back at home. And a lot of tanks in the mix as well. Henessy is playing very strong. Does not have that many factories, but he might and should have enough to keep up the production and keep on pushing. Byul is losing pylons. He is supply blocked at the moment. Carriers are starting to counterattack, but he hasn't finished up all of the interceptors yet. Great EMP there on the carriers. There's no shield batteries in the base for Byul, so once the shields are gone, they will forever be gone. Another great defensive matrix there, keeping the tank alive for as long as it can be. Arbiter is coming in. There's only... oh, gets all 4 Goliaths in the front, so we only have about 9 Goliaths in total, of which 4 are stuck in stasis, but more Goliaths are on the way back at home. Byul is sitting on the high ground. Very difficult position for Henessy to fight into with his Goliaths. But he's pushing forward. Byul is dancing back and forth there on the hill, abusing the lack of vision that the hill takes away. Although he's got scans, got a vessel there as well, so you might see this actually. The scan should end very soon. Another vessel that arrives on the scene. You can still see the carriers, although the vessels both went down, as they keep on scanning and target firing on the carriers, but the carriers are doing such a great job of buying time. But did they buy enough time? Another scan there comes down. He's trying his best to target fire. The tanks are taking down gateways. Probes are being thrown away to open supply space. Loses vision on that high ground again. Look at how painful this is to fight into. You really need scans or just something with vision on the high ground to fight against the carriers. The carriers are doing such a great job of buying time. The tanks, though, are just kind of ignoring the carriers. Just ignoring the carriers. Keeps on rolling forward. More factories here on the way back at home. We built a couple more of them. But the carriers are all finished up. He's got 14 of them. I think he might have lost 1 or 2, so maybe he's now on 12 or 13. That's a large... Oh, they're getting target fired. I see 2 Dark Templars. No scans. Scans get thrown down. Dark Templars get killed there by the tanks. Goliaths are trying their hardest to kill the carriers, but the carriers are so damn strong in a group of 12 or 13, and he calls GG. Oh, wait. Did Byul already have... Oh... Did he run out of scans? Did he run out of scans right there? If he ran out of scans, I can see him leaving the game because he will lose that army there inside of Byul's base. Which of course means that he can no longer get there in time to stop those carriers or the Terran army from being built. So he uses a scan from the bottom one, uses a scan again. So there's 4 scans on this comm set here. But he doesn't use them. Looks like he doesn't use them. And then we got the Dark Temples coming out. Did he leave prematurely? Well, I don't think so, actually. He simply doesn't have enough units here on the scene inside of Byul's base to keep the push going. And the barracks is almost finished up. I think he left a little bit too early. He could have just kept on going. He gave up a little bit too early. For some reason, Henessy wasn't a believer. He must have thought the situation was much worse than it actually was. He did lose most of his army right there. But he still had enough army back at home. A lot of Goliaths. He's had enough scans. He had vessels. He had a bunch of tanks. He could have kept on pushing, but he didn't believe in himself, even though I believed in him. So Byul there, very strong performance yet again. Gave Henessy a lot of time, but Henessy couldn't utilize all that time as effectively as he could have. And I do think that might be one of the downsides of having a lower APM. He was doing everything correct. But perhaps he indeed did not have enough APM, just a little bit too little, to keep up with Byul there. Just a little bit too little APM. Like maybe 20 or 30 APM more might have allowed him to build a slightly bigger base, produce a slight amount more Goliaths and tanks, maybe a couple more turrets, maybe be there a little bit faster. Who knows? What I do know, Henessy is playing pretty good. Because it's not easy playing against a player like Byul, and Byul was playing on point there. Even though his drops on the northern side of Hennessy's base were a little bit questionable because he didn't really do anything at all except maybe buy himself just enough time to get the Mind Control Dark Archon and the SCV for a Terran army, but he never got to the point of having a Terran army. Anyway, game number 3. Byul against Henessy. Low APM against low APM. Henessy is going for the double factory. He went for supply depot at 8 and a refinery at 8. And that can only mean he's gonna go for double factory. There's no other build order that you would reasonably go for if you do this opening. It can only be that and nothing else. Now, of course, it can be something else, but it wouldn't be smart to go for anything but double factory. So Byul there goes for a Nexus. That should give Henessy plenty of time to build the barracks and get the double factory up and running, maybe even go for a triple factory. Which makes me wonder, what is Byul gonna do to defend or attack this? The double factory into triple factory build order has a lot of offensive potential at about 5 to 8 minutes into the game. A lot of offensive potential. Now the question becomes, can Henessy tap into that offensive potential of the Vulture tank build order? Or will Byul respond adequately at every step along the way and shut Henessy down for a third time? Also, the next time I'm going to cast Henessy, I'm going to select replays where he's on the Protoss, because he is specifically known for his Protoss. Although what I've seen so far, his Terran is probably better than mine. Better than mine for sure. Better than the Terrans of a lot of players with higher APM. That is pretty obvious at this point. He's pretty good at Terran. There's no way around it. So SCV scouting the bottom side of the map, Probe scouting the right and the top side of the map, both players going into different directions. Zealot's around on the map. He is going for the triple gateway after a Nexus into his Cybercore build order yet again. Is he going to go for Dragoons again? Is this perchance the anti-factory build order? Because Vultures are strong against Zealots but weak against Dragoons. And this build order from Byul looks like it's focused on Dragoons, which counter the Vultures. Dragoons are on the way. We didn't go for the triple factory. He's going for a command center. Double control tower though. Machine shop. Not control tower, double machine shop. Looks like he's going to try to run straight into Byul's base after those Zealots leave to try and kill those probes. Because he went all the way into the backside here. He saw that there's no cannons to protect those probes. He's going to try his run by right about now. Or maybe after the first wave of Dragoons comes out. Nope, he's going. And by pure bad luck, he's running right into the Dragoons. He returns back home because the Zealots are walking through the bunker. He's returning. Change of plans. And his plans might have just gone south very, very badly because there's 4 Zealots in his base ready to attack that machine shop that's getting mines. Mines is finished up there though, but now there's Dragoons in the front and they're walking through. They're ignoring the bunker because the bunker cannot protect against it. Tanks are finished up there though, but tanks are under attack by Zealots. Gonna lose the tank in the front there. Tank in the back still alive. Dragoons are on top of his Vultures, on top of the tank. This is getting ugly. This is getting painful. Orine's unbunkered, trying to flank the Dragoons. Dragoons are target firing the tank. Tanks almost gets taken down. It's still alive. One more shot, it goes down. But so do the Dragoons. So it looks like Henessy defends himself just well enough to prevent dying right here, right now. More Dragoons on the way. Gonna have to seal off this entrance right about now to prevent more Dragoons from walking through. The second wave of tanks almost finished up, getting an engineering bay as well. Back at home for Byul, we have a Nexus number 3, 2 more gateways, a Citadel of Adun, and a robotics also on the way. And Dragoon range almost finished up. He checks the damage on the bunker with Dragoons, but also checks if there's already a tank here on the scene. Getting siege mode now as well. Dragoon range finished up, gonna start attacking the bunker. He has 2 tanks though, and the tanks are gonna push the Dragoons away, but we have 3 more Dragoons on the scene. He might try to snipe the tanks. Tank is too far forward. Stepping forward, gonna try to snipe. Almost gets both tanks. Tanks are waiting for siege. Things are getting uglier by the second. He has mines. Please place the mine. Did he can't? No, he's got the mines. Okay, but the mines come out too late and he snipes the mines. But now we have a supply depot being built in the front to keep the Dragoons away to buy more time for siege mode to finish up. But will it be enough? Vultures are spawning. Another wave of tanks on the way. This build order from Byul is making me sweat. It's making me nervous for Henessy. The wall has been opened up. Mines are being laid down on the ground. Mines are did that explode? He's sniping the mines before they can explode on the Dragoons. That's some really good micro. Oh, no! Oh, that was a really good mine drag, but the tank stays alive. But the tank took damage, and now the tank goes down. Things are getting worse by the second. Byul is displaying amazing micro, amazing control, amazing knowledge and insight. Henessy made a mistake going for the double factory into command center, not into triple factory, and he's paying the price for it. trying to repair the tank, but no can do. More Dragoons coming in, getting on top of the last tank. SVs are supporting, SVs are trying to help kill the Dragoon. Will the tank goes down? More tanks spawning though, but a lot of Dragoons are on the way. Things are not going to get better from this point onwards. SVs trying to help. They kill the Dragoons. Sturter stepping away from the SCVs. More Dragoons coming over the top side. Top tank goes down. Dragoons arriving. Repair is happening. Not enough repair there though. Calls GG, that's it. Byul with the counter build order, and Henessy couldn't quite seal off all of his weaknesses against this very devious, evil Protoss build order that Byul just pulled off. Very well played. Henessy tried his best, but he simply was just a little bit shy of defending himself in every single one of those games. In every single one of those games, he was just a little bit shy of the tipping point where Terran becomes stronger than the Protoss. Byul was exactly on the money in every single game.